So, if you tuned in to Trump's State of the Union address on Monday, you heard him bring up a point that I'm sure shocked a lot of people on the progressive or liberal side of politics, where he mentioned wanting to lower prescription drug costs. Well, he actually had appointed somebody to lead the HHS, the Health and Human Services Department, after Scott Pruitt was fired because he took leisure, should I say, with government planes and jets to go with his wife to see the lunar eclipse, all kinds of crazy shit that is not supposed to be paid for by the taxpayers. So he got fired. This is his replacement, Alex Azar. So Mr. Azar is a actual swamp creature. I mean, you could not. All right, let me just ask you a question. If I asked you what industry, if you had to pick to curb or lower drug prices, if out of every industry that exists, what one industry would you not want to, be in charge of lowering drug costs? If you guessed the pharmaceutical industry, you would be correct. Now, funny enough, Mr. Azar is actually a former president and CEO of Eli Lilly. They're the producers of Cialis, Cymbalta, and a few other drugs, as well as insulin. Now, insulin was created about 50 years ago. Ever since it was created 50 years ago, the price has risen. So this guy was representing Eli Lilly, a company that's jacked up prices on Cymbalta, Cialis, and insulin. And in particular, their two brands of insulin, Humalog and Humulin, have both risen about 225% since just 2011. And you think this guy is going to try to lower drug costs? Okay. Well, he actually did work under the Health and Human Services Department for President George W. Bush. So he does have some experience in the agency. But do you think that experience is going to go towards bolstering the agency? I'm getting to a story later today where the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau under Mick Mulvaney has just cut the ability for discriminatory loan and lending practices. They've basically removed the power for them to prosecute those cases. And do you think somebody who, and it took a while for him to get nominated as well. He was voted in 49-49, so Mike Pence had to come and actually break the tie. But what Democrat voted for this asshole? How? You want to Alex Azar is against? He is against. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the Health and Human Services Department is also kind of important because it is the one department that kind of takes care of Medicare and Medicaid. Guess what he's in favor of doing? Yeah, he's in favor of giving states block grants for Medicare and Medicaid. He's also, and that's estimated to lower the amount of money over time, according to experts, because when you do block grants, you're giving states money saying, here, you can spend it on this, or you can spend it on that. I don't really care. It's your money. You should be the one who decides to spend it how they want. No. He's also against the act that would have brought back drugs, where we can buy them back from Canada and have a lower price. Actually, Senator Bernie Sanders introduced a bill earlier last year that said just that. And corporate hacks like Cory Booker voted against it. Cory Booker, by the way, is a Democrat. So apparently a Democrat and a pharma lobbyist have something in common. Besides the fact that they both got paid by the pharma industry, Cory Booker got over $300,000 from the pharma industry. Do you think he is looking out for them? No. It's not complicated, people. So, not only is this a disaster for the whole reason of trying to lower the prescription drug cost. He's also in charge of the opioid epidemic. Yay. He's also in charge of the entire Health and Human Services Division, which is a huge agency, one of the largest in the national government or in the federal government. That includes the FDA, National Institute of Health, the NIH, the Indian Health Services, U.S. Public Health Service. All those agencies are going to be under his view. And in a time where Trump has kneecapped every Obamacare provision he can, whether it was getting rid of the individual mandate in the tax bill or signing countless executive orders that basically don't dismantle it, but make it take key provisions away that were essential to Obamacare. And even though you had to buy it, you had to get the insurance mandate, that was actually one of the best things that could have happened in Obamacare, because when you have a government-run healthcare system, and Obamacare obviously was not great, but the more people you have in it, the cheaper it is for everyone else. And I don't think that there's a lot of reasons why you should be against lower healthcare for everybody. It makes no sense. But appointing people like Alex Azar, who have a clear conflict of interest, who have a clear history of profiting from pharmaceutical industries and from having a history on the record speaking up against any kind of or speaking up against Medicaid and wanting to institute block grants, it's gonna destroy healthcare as well. So if you're bothered by this, just keep an eye out, man, because it's only getting worse from here. It's only getting worse from here.